De avond na mijn dood. De avond na mijn dood komen mijn dubbelgangers samen om te drinken. Een teveel aan stoelen wordt weer weggezet. De fles gaat een paar keer rond tegen de klok in. Roekeloos groeien mijn dubbelgangers in een rol. Ze oefenen mijn loopje en halfslappe handdruk. Ze experimenteren met mijn twijfelachtige seksualiteit. Ze laten schertsend mijn accent over hun tongen rollen. Ik leef in iedereen een beetje. Mijn dubbelganger die ik in geen jaren zag, neemt het hoogste woord. Die keer dat ik mijn mond bewoog en loog, maar achter mij, dubbelganger nummer 5, de praatjes maakte. Dubbelganger nummer 7 vond mij al zo mager en had mij aangeraden hamburger na hamburger na hamburger te eten. Wie nog lidgeld van het internationaal genootschap der officiële dubbelgangers van Inghels moet betalen, zwijgt. Iedereen houdt zich kranig. Het is ontroerend om te zien hoe gevoelens worden gespiekt bij elkaar. Er loopt 1 traan, maar dat is uiteraard de schuld van een stofje. De zakdoek gaat een paar keer rond tegen de klok in. De zon gaat tergend langzaam onder. Mijn dubbelgangers trekken mijn huis als een handschoen aan. Dubbelganger nummer 2, die had een dierbaar boek en stopt het onder haar trui. Niemand ziet mij in het gat in de kast. Er wordt samengelegd voor een goedkope kist. Het is mij duidelijk dat mijn dubbelgangers net zo gemeen en arm zijn als ik. De laatste dubbelganger doet de deur dicht van mijn huis, dat nu een andere ademhaling heeft.
So Maarten, the questions to you today are, the first one, how do you start your day and what do you have for breakfast, usually?
I start the day with coffee and some muesli and yogurt. And then I head to my studio here, where I am now.
How do you like your coffee?
It's in the center of Antwerp. Sorry?
How do you like your coffee?
What did you say?
How do you like your coffee?
Black.
Strong?
Black. Strong. Yeah, French press, strong.
Okay. And what about the studio? Then you go to the studio?
Yes, it's not very far from my home. It's in the center of Antwerp, a few blocks away. And I work from starting at 9 in the morning till 5, 6, 7, maybe longer.
Okay.
And I write here, mostly poetry and some prose. And I make some visual arts as well. So I have the space here.
Great. Next question is, do you like cooking?
Yes, I do like cooking. I cook a lot. Yes.
What's your specialty then?
What's my signature dish?
Yes.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I like making pizza. I like making pizza for friends, but in these difficult times, it's not. It's been a while since I made some pizza for friends. So I like making pizza, pasta, that kind of things.
Italian stuff.
Ottolenghi stuff.
What kind?
Ottolenghi, the famous Palestinian. Maybe it's not so hot in Poland, but
I don't know it. What is it?
Ottolenghi, yeah, he's so like a hip and trendy book author from. He's originally from Palestine, I thought, and he lives in London. He has a few restaurants in London. He's really hip and trendy here in the lowlands. So
that's good to know.
I recommend him.
Okay. The next question is, Maarten, if you were a dish, what would it be?
It's a funny question because every year now I make a Christmas card with my wife, and I make them here in in papier-mâché, in carton, in cardboard costumes. And because my wife and I love food, these costumes are in the shape of food. So last year, I made costumes in the shape of bread. I was a long French bread, like a very long French bread, and my wife was a croissant. No croissant. So that was last year picture. So when I was food, I would be a long French bread, like pain de campagne.
Okay.
So that would be my wife is a croissant, obviously. And this year, I'm sculpturing now. I can show you a bit.
Okay.
This is see this this strange shape. It's gonna be like a candy. You don't see it. I'm gonna paint them today. It's gonna be like a red and white. How do you call it? A candy.
And what will you do it afterwards?
I'm gonna put it on.
Ah.
Yes, and the newspaper is going next week. The newspaper is going to take a picture of it, so it's going to be a sort of Christmas card.
That's great.
So I like dressing up as foods in Christmas periods.
I would love to see that, and I hope I will.
I will send you the picture of me dressed up like French bread and me dressed up next week.
Great, that's a deal then.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our fourth question. What's your recipe for poetry or writing in general?
It's a difficult one.
I started with the easy ones so that you get warmed up.
If I have to compare my writing with cooking, I would say it's a slow cook, like goulash, and you know, need some tender cooking. So I read a lot. I use a lot of other work in my work. I like digest it and cultivate it. And my work is always in communication with tradition. So I need a lot of reading and contemplating about the work, and then I write and I rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. So.
And when it comes, you know, just like in kitchen, when you prepare food, so let's compare it to preparing a text. Do you have a special, you know, like a recipe, like a formula or anything that you do so that you have it, that's your own way of writing?
I think I sometimes think that there are two ways of writing. Like some poets or writers like to write each time the same book over and over again, but in a different form or different. But I always try to do something really new for myself, and so it's always something completely different from the previous poem. So no poem is alike. So.
Okay, and the last one is there a book that you have, let's say, on your shelf by your bed that you go back to regularly, something that like, you know, the book for you, the one that you need almost every day, or that you go back to and you reread it again and again?
For prose, I think for the past years it would be Enrique Villamatas, the Spanish author. He's kind of important to me. And for poetry, I think that would be Hugo Claus, maybe.
And why? Both.
Claus is, or why Enrique Villamatas? Because he's a kind of author that really is in constant communication with tradition, and how I like his innovative ways of telling a story. His storytelling is really extraordinary. And Claus, he's a Belgian poet, one of the most important one of the 20th century, because of his language, his use of his boldness and his how he's using the Dutch language. That's really inspiring.
Okay, and the final one that I have just came up with, because it would be like the circular form. We began with the breakfast and the first meal. What's the last one? Last meal of the day usually.
Dessert, of course.
The last thing that you eat
Is a dessert. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
That is strange.
Then you have sweet dreams.
Yeah. Is that a strange thing in Poland that you end the day with a dessert?
Yes, that would be considered strange. I mean, not usual.
Why?
At least, well, we have like a proper thing for the last meal, like, you know, supper with something. Usually, maybe sometimes even like warm, like a fish that you would cook. Or
Yeah,
bake.
of course, a warm meal and then dessert.
Well, maybe I'm not into sweets.
Yeah, okay. So for me, it's a warm meal and then a dessert. Maybe something sometimes later in the evening, cake, tart, something else.
Well, then that would be
I'm a
it.
sweet guy.
You're a sweet guy.
Sweet food. Yeah. Yeah. I like the sweet desserts. Yes.
Okay, that's all that I've prepared. And this is it. It's over.
De 5e avond na mijn dood. De 5e avond na mijn dood zie ik op televisie dubbelganger nummer 3 mij uitstekend vertolken. Hij beantwoordt de vragen van de interviewer eloquent. Hij lacht joviaal op het juiste moment. Niemand merkt de verwisseling op. Gelijktijdig loopt dubbelganger nummer 8 door de gang van het grootwarenhuis. Haar knielange jurk ruist langs de winkelwaren. Ik sta in de conservenafdeling vakken te vullen met tomatenblikken. Niemand ziet mij in het gat in de kast. Iedereen staart naar mijn tweede paar benen. De kassière spreekt haar aan met "Goedenavond, meneer Inghels", en geeft haar spaarzegels bij de rekening. Het internationaal genootschap, de officiële dubbelgangers van Inghels, spaart nu voor een bezoek aan een pretpark geldig voor 2 personen, niet cumuleerbaar met andere acties. Sommige van mijn dubbelgangers zijn beter in de opvoering van mij dan ik zelf. Ik ben erin geslaagd mij op een sublieme wijze te klonen, zonder de hulp van machines, zonder aan genetische kracht in te boeten. Ik bevind mij op 10 plekken tegelijk en ben op verschillende fronten actief. Tijdnood is mij vreemd. Ik ben visueel en economisch uitdagend. Ik word in verschillende media gerepresenteerd. Het ontbreekt mijn dubbelgangers duidelijk aan plankenkoord. Ondertussen rijdt dubbelganger nummer 4 naar huis en teder penetreert hij mijn geliefde, terwijl dubbelganger nummer 6 en dubbelganger nummer 7 toekijken. Mijn dubbelgangers raken elkaar zachtjes aan. Een dubbelganger hebben is niets om beschaamd over te zijn.